Yo, winning shot. Family. I'm sorry, I came in kind of hot right there. My bad. Let me tell you something. I can be loud, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But man, it's been a long time. I'm sorry for the hiatus. Sorry for the wait. Sorry for the time. Listen, there's been a lot going on, and we're gonna get right into it. Um, but we appreciate y'all being diligent. Appreciate y'all continuing to support. I've been wondering where the pod was, and I know, like I said, we've had a lot of things going on, a lot of things transpiring. We still missing one of our guys right now, and we'll get into all of that, right? But we're just so glad to be back on the podcast, and not only that, but it is what's today's date? Let me check it. It's August the 26th. It's a Tuesday. At the around 9 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast here. And if you didn't know, football is back. So we got an action-packed episode for y'all, man. We can't wait to get into it. Let's start off by doing this because, like I said, it's been a long time. Hundo, brother, how have you been in your hibernation? How has life been treating you, brother? What's new in your life?
Man, I've been good, man. Working, freelancing, creating. That's been going good. Business is going good. So
This is booming. Yes, sir.
I can't complain, brother.
So
How about yourself, man?
Boy, let me tell you. Let me tell you this.
Let the people know.
Yeah, I gotta let them know. Hundo has been trying to give him the podcast, right? He's been trying to, and I've been trying to get my schedule working it around. But listen, here's the thing. Me and my fiance just bought our first home. Thank you very much. Shout out to God. Shout out to God for opening up this door for us. So, needless to say, I have been extremely busy with closing, with moving my God from Zion. That was a task. And so it just has been a lot going on with, trying to get settled in. And I mean, we're not fully unpacked yet, but I'm in a good space now to where now can I only yell because I'm in my own house. Glory be to God. But I'm also in a space where I'm able to take some time now and breathe a little bit, and get back to what the people want and what they need and what we need. The Winning Shot podcast. And not only that, but I moved at a perfect time because I can yell and scream at the top of my lungs because it's football season. As I mentioned y'all earlier, man, it is the end of August. And if you know anything, that is prime time for football. So we're going to do it like this, ladies and gentlemen. I know we got a lot of content to go over. But in this particular episode, we're going to go over college football. The NFL will be on a separate podcast episode. Preferably we'll have Colin back and let him kind of share where he's been, what he's got going on in life updates with there. But if not, me and Hunter will be back again so we can discuss the NFL because we got to get this content out. And as y'all know, I know we've been missing some WNBA as well. Me and Hunter will be back talking about that too because there's been a lot going on there. You know what I'm saying? This little snippet. Me and Hunter in the championship right now. So we kind of beefing. We kind of beefing right now. We fighting, we squabbling in fantasy basketball right now. But like I said, we'll save that for the WNBA podcast. But what we're gonna do in this particular episode, like I said, we're gonna call this a We're Back series. That's what we're gonna call this, the We're Back series. And so in this particular first installment of the We're Back series, we're gonna discuss college football because that has officially started. Now, it started last weekend. We had a big matchup. Well, not really big. It was a matchup in Ireland to kick the season off week 0 between Kansas State and Iowa State. I watched, snips and pieces just because it was some football and it was live and it was new, right? It wasn't the best game. But this weekend here, week 1, we're really back. We have a full slate of football starting on Friday. And I'll start Friday because Dion in Colorado, who he's still there coaching. And if heard some of Dion's story over this offseason, he's had a lot going on with his health. He beat cancer. So shout out to God for, keeping Dion through that particular season of his life. Not only that, but his sons have been transitioned over to the NFL, as well as one of the probably best player in college football, and he did win the Heisman. So Travis Hunter, who's also transitioned over to the NFL as well. And so that leaves Dion in a peculiar position because for the first time in his life, he's coaching without his sons being on the field with him, and without Travis as well. Who is he's coached as well for the entirety of his college career. So this upcoming weekend. Like I said, Friday we'll have the opportunity to see Dion in his first game since not having his sons, and they'll be at home against Georgia Tech, if I'm not mistaken. Was that neutral site? I got to go back and check the actual schedule. La 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 la. 1 second, family. Yes. So Friday evening they will be playing. Yes, Lord. Yep. Okay. Yep. They're playing in Colorado. They'll be in Colorado, so that gives the opportunity to start off. And he actually has officially named a new quarterback, Caden Slater, as the starting quarterback at Colorado. A lot of people thought it would be Julian, one of the top recruits in the country at quarterback. That will start, but Slater gets the start there, so that'll be a good matchup. But what we're really going to get into, and we'll kind of dive into a lot of different things throughout the segments of the podcast, but really going to get into Saturday because college football game day back. Oh my goodness. 8 a.m. being able to talk about game day or listen and talk about the games. This is Lee Corso's last year as a game day announcer, and so we kind of thinking about that, and if you've been around college football, then the nostalgia that comes with that. But just like I said, once again, there is a plethora of good matchups on Saturday as well. Starting off with the number 1 and the number 3 teams in the country, Texas and Ohio State. Huge matchups, huge implications on the season, and on the playoffs, and on a lot of things if you really think about it. Then later on that afternoon, we'll have Clemson and LSU at 7:30 on Saturday. And so, like I said, we're going to dive into all of this, but I just want to give y'all just the what they call this table of contents. That's a good word, Hunter. That's a good. There we go. Give y'all a little highlights and table of content of what we are going to be discussing this evening. As we get back into it. So, Hunter, give me your thoughts and your excitement. Well, I know football is not your favorite sport, but give me some thought on college football being back and just football being back in general.
Yeah, man, it's an exciting time. America's game. At the college level, it's a lot of storylines, man. We talked about it in several, sports in college last year.
Yeah,
that it's wide open.
Yeah,
and I mean, you look at the landscape across the board. It's several different storylines. You got Texas with Arch Manning starting.
Facts.
You got Ohio State trying to replace Will Howard.
Yeah.
Penn State with Drew Allar's back.
Yeah.
Gunnar Stockton with a full season at Georgia. Carson Beck in Miami. It's a lot. It's going to be a lot, man. It's going to be very interesting to see who can be consistent throughout the season.
Yeah.
Not just to start the season, but to finish the season as well. We talked about it before. Bryce Underwood at Michigan. What is he going to be able to do as a freshman coming in starting? So we're going to see, man. There's a lot of interesting storylines that I'm sure we're going to dive into today and throughout the season.
Facts. And so let's not delay, let's not dilly, and let's not dally. Let's get straight into it, brother. So like I said, with that first matchup Friday, and like I said, there's a lot of matchups, so please don't be on our head in the comments. Oh, y'all didn't talk about our team. Da 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 da. Let me tell you this right now. Let me look dead into the camera when I say this. Every team may not be talked about. It may not be talked about. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. One, I may forget. Two, I may not think your team is relevant.
That's a big one.
That's a big one right there. I went to Clemson and I graduated with not 1 but 2 degrees from Clemson. And so I'm always think my team is relevant, but some of these other schools, UNLV,
and Houston, best is the standard.
I'm telling you, best is the standard. And so some of these teams like a San Jose State may not get the coverage on the Winning Shot podcast. I'm not gonna lie to you. No love lost to the people that got a degree from San Jose State or Wagner or maybe let's see, Kennesaw State. I mean, no love lost to some of these teams. These are some of the teams that I'm using as 1-star rebuilds on NCAA. So God bless you. God bless you and your team. UNCC. I'm really working hard to bring them out of the trenches right now. And so, but I said all this to say that they may not unfortunately get the coverage on the Winning Shot podcast. But if something is to change, you'll be the first to know. So keep Stay tuned, watch with us, and listen to us as we talk about real football for real quick. So Colorado will be playing, like I said, their first game without Shador Sanders at quarterback, without Travis Hunt at wide receiver, and Shiloh was on the team as well. And there were just some other weapons that were there that have things have shifted for Dion. So Hundo, and I know you as a journalist has an opportunity to kind of just think piece this. And I know that's a huge story, right? How does Dion come out in his first season without his sons? Give me your thought process if you were Dion and you coming into this season. How would you kind of approach this first game with a new quarterback, with a obviously new team? A lot of the same pieces are there. So for instance, you got one of the top tackles in the country in Jordan Seaton, right? You still got some of your top receivers there. You got Julian Lewis, who was a freshman, who people thought would be starter. You got some guys. I'm looking at this receiving room. You got guys like who's one guy I'm missing? I know I just seen his name. Oh yeah, Mr. Miller, Jayon Miller, Omarion Miller. You got these young men who were there with Shador, and so you got some pieces and some veteran leadership there. And of course, once again, you have a plethora of coaching experience and wealth of knowledge on your team. So, how do you approach kind of this season? What's your attitude and mindset as you push into this season without your sons there?
Well, I think this first game is going to be a good test. Georgia Tech is a program where, like, growing up for us, like, they weren't that good. They've changed their identity. They've changed their style.
Yeah.
Not really running that option too much anymore.
Yeah.
But a very good, well-coached team. Yeah. A team that can compete in the ACC. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily going to win it. Not going to say they're going to come out and win it. But they could definitely be, 4th, 5th in the ACC and give teams, their best shot. But I think for Dion in Colorado, like I said, it's going to be a good test. You got to see what you got. I'm not mad at the guy getting the starting position, a veteran, over the freshman. Give him the first nod, see what he can do, see what weapons you have around him as well. And like you said, they got the offensive tackle. You got to hope that the offensive line, can keep them upright. That was a big thing the past few years. With Colorado was the offensive line. So hopefully they can get that addressed in the trenches. On the defensive side of the ball, you got to have some dogs out there. Yep. Got to have some dogs out there that's going to fly around, make some big hits because they're going to be needed on the defensive end.
Indeed. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, brother. I definitely want to see who steps up and takes those roles this year as the new leaders on the team, right? Because like I said, you got Travis and you had Shador, and those are the leaders on both sides of the ball, right? Respectively. And of course you had Shiloh there, as he calls himself the headache CEO, right? And so now who takes those torches, who takes those mantles, who kind of takes that spotlight and becomes those impact players as you'll see them called on Saturdays when you watching these games, or Friday night when you watch this game in particular. It's a lot of guys who, like I said, who have transferred in because Dion once again uses that portal like nobody else, right? And so even like I said with this starting quarterback, Mrs. Slater, he transferred in as well. And so is he the guy? Is he, or like Hundo said, do you give him opportunities to start off and then switch over to Julian Lewis and say, okay, you take the reins, young bull, as the freshman, right? You're up next. So what does that kind of look like for the team? And then once again, same thing said defensively. Like you said, there's been a lot of issues defensively as it pertains to getting pass rush, as it's pertained to on the offensive side of the ball, keeping the quarterback upright. So it's gonna be a lot of eyes, I think, on that game Friday, just because once again there's a lot of storylines that kind of follow Colorado, just because Dion's still there. So not gonna harp on that too much. I'm gonna be tapped in Friday night because I personally want to see that. And just see, I want to see, what life looks like in this next new chapter for Dion. Once again, he's coming off a life event, right, with him beating cancer. So that I think that plays a part into the team and the overall dynamic of everything like that as well. So I really will be tapped in Friday to kind of see how it all looks. Not just because I love football, but I want to see what I said this next chapter looks like for them.
And I'm also interested too to see, like, we talked about the offensive line, we talked about the weapons, but the running back room too. Like, how are they gonna look offensively? Because with Shador, it was a lot of passing.
Yeah.
They didn't really, have a running game either of those years.
Yeah.
And then they lost Edwards to the portal
Mm-hmm.
after the first year. So
Yep.
we gonna see, man. Hopefully they got some running backs in the running back room that can
Yep.
contribute and do something. Because I'm looking at the numbers now. Leading rusher had 384 yards last year. Like that's
Sheesh.
not that's
Yeah.
not cutting it,
Not
bro.
cutting it at all.
That's not
Yeah.
cutting it, bro. So hopefully they're able to run the ball, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we gonna see what weapons they got on the outside. They lost Shepard, they
Mm-hmm.
lost Horn.
Mm-hmm.
I think LeJontay West is going too.
Yeah, he played for the
So
Raiders now.
that's the that's their top four weapons right there gone. So
Yeah,
somebody
he
somebody
hurt.
somebody gonna have to
He
step
got
up,
hurt.
man. I won't be I wouldn't be surprised if they struggle to start off, but
Yeah.
we gonna see, man. We're gonna see what Dion cook up.
Yeah. Let me push it back to Thursday real quick because you brought this up to me, and we also want to talk about both of these teams. We'll come back to Friday in a second too, and then we're gonna switch over to Saturday. Boise State, right? They're number 25 in the country. They go to USF, which is University of South Florida.
Mhm.
And if you did not know, Boise State was in the playoffs last year, in huge part to Mr. Genty, right? Um, and so now, in a similar sense of Colorado, what does life look like now post the Genty era, right? Because I think you had this 1 year of stardom with Genty, and it's like, okay, um, what now? Can we do it again? Was it a fluke year? I mean, we've had teams who has come in like a University of Central Florida, UCF, and Ashton Genty once again kind of propelled this team in Boise State to a place where it's like, okay, can you repeat that? It is that same kind of dynamic there. And I don't know anything about Boise State. Honestly, they kind of came on the scene new for me last year in regards of they haven't been relevant in a very long time, right? I think the best thing about Boise State is they had a blue turf field. Like outside of that,
Kellen Moore days.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like outside of that, I'm like I don't really know much about Boise State, and they haven't really been a relevant team. And like I said, Ashton Genty kind of led them to that relevance again last year, and all the way to the CFP. Can they do it again, right? And will they remain relevant after this first game? Give me any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they stack up this year. They do have their quarterback coming back, Maddox Madsen,
Mhm.
who struggled against Penn State or when he had to put the ball in the air.
Yeah,
So hopefully he learned from that experience and comes back ready to show out. Like you said, I don't think they're going to make it back to the CFP playoff, but they could be competitive and compete. I don't
yeah,
think their schedule is too crazy either to where they can have any big upset wins or anything. So they play Notre Dame
yeah,
October 4th, but other than that, it's the Mountain West.
yeah,
So hopefully, if they handle their business and they're able to knock off Notre Dame, which is probably going to be a tough task going into Notre Dame,
mm-hmm.
but if they're able to get that win and cap off a undefeated season or only lose that one game to Notre Dame, maybe possibly depending on what happens in front of them.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I have no faith in Boise State to get nowhere close to the playoffs. I really think they'll be outside the top 25 probably after. Let me look at their schedule really quickly. Um, they gonna mess around and lose to App State. They definitely gonna lose to Notre Dame. They might mess around and lose to South Florida. I think UNLV might be able to sneak a win against them. Um, yeah, I see a couple losses on their schedule this year. I don't see them sniffing the CFP at all. I don't see them sniffing it. So, but and I'm gonna leave them alone. They're not the only sorry team I'm really skeptical about this year. So we'll just keep it pushing from there. Now, Boise State, you could put me wrong. You could win. You could win your first six and really shut me up. But I don't see it happening, and I'm willing to stand on that. So I'm gonna keep pushing. Now, let me tell you something that's really intrigued me, Honda. I was looking at this, and it really didn't cross my mind of where they were ranked until you talked to me earlier before the pod, and that's the University of Illinois. Um, they're 12th in the country. Boise State was 25, but Illinois is 12 in the country. There's a top 25, there's the University of Illinois, who is 12th in the country. Um, one thing, I'm not really well versed on the University of Illinois and what they bring to the table. So I'm really intrigued to know, how they got to this point. What playmakers are am I missing out on knowing of that would have led them to be 12 in the country, and how long is a sustainable place for them to be? Because I'm going to look at their schedule as well, and their next game is Duke, Western Michigan. Then they play Indiana on the 20th of September. Then they got USC, not USC Junior, which is South Carolina, the real USC in Cali. Um, they got Ohio State in the middle of October, Washington, Wisconsin. So I mean, some opportunities to lose for sure. Definitely a lot of opportunities to lose. Um, I don't think that they'll be at 12 too long, and I think by season's end there'll be another team that's not sniffing the playoffs. That's just my personal opinion. Um, but give me your thoughts. You may be a little more well versed on this team than I am, and have some more news of who are some potential people to watch out for in Illinois.
Well, what I do know is that they finished the season off pretty strong last year.
Yeah,
They actually played USC in the bowl game, South Carolina,
yeah,
in the bowl game last year. But when you look at their losses last year, they lost to Penn State, they lost to Oregon, they beat Michigan, they lost to Minnesota.
yeah,
Those are their three losses. Um, so we're gonna see. I feel like a lot of that ranking coming into this year is based off of last year.
yeah,
So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. They're in the Big Ten. Um,
yeah,
good chance to lose some of them games.
for
like,
sure.
like
Yeah,
like you said. So we're
yeah.
gonna see, man.
Great chance to lose. Indeed, indeed. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, man,
Yeah.
because we got some huge stuff to talk about on Saturday. I got all that Friday, Thursday, Friday, some out the way, so we can get to the real. You know how on the NFL they say, "I've been waiting all day for Sunday night." Boy, oh boy, we waiting all week to get to Saturday afternoon. My goodness. And we're starting off with a crazy matchup on Saturday, right? Like I said, you'll wake up to college game day, so please tap in with that. But it leads you up to one Texas versus three Ohio State. Man, you talk about start of the season crazy. And listen to the storylines. Here we go. Like Hundo mentioned earlier, Arch Manning is now the new starting quarterback at the University of Texas. Right? He comes back with a plethora of weapons on that team, offensively and defensively. Right? Ohio State, Hunter just mentioned, they're coming off of a national championship. They've lost Will Howard. They replaced him. They lost Judkins. But you know who they did keep? One of the best players in the country, Mr. Jeremiah Smith, a grown man. Who can guard him? The answer last year was nobody. Does he bring back that same fire and enthusiasm this year? And we get to see them kind of fireworks on the same field in game one. Oh my goodness, Hundo, what are your thoughts going into this matchup, brother, and just some of the storylines that once again that can come out of this?
I respect both of these programs and both of these coaches for taking on this challenge of lining up their team against one of the best teams on the other side.
Yeah,
They're not ducking no smoke. They're getting straight to it.
right
We're
to
gonna
it.
see exactly what each of them are made of
Yeah,
very early on.
yeah,
So first off, I just wanted to say that I respect both of them coaches and both of these programs for accepting the challenge. Um, like we talked about, Arch Manning got the keys now. We've been waiting for years for this moment to where he got the keys and where we actually get to see what he's able to do.
yeah,
A lot of talk about him possibly, going in the draft or staying, and people talking about him being, possibly the best quarterback in this class. We gonna see. We gonna see very early on if he gonna be able to live up to the hype of the
yep,
name. First of all,
yeah,
name itself,
yep,
he's a Manning. He's a Manning, and what that talent gonna look like on the field. Every play with the keys. So we're gonna see. For Ohio State, like we said, Will Howard's gone. They brought him in, good piece out the transfer portal. But we got to see what this quarterback play is going to look like. The defending champs with a new quarterback. Yeah, you got Jeremiah Smith out there, but got to be able to give him the ball. So we gonna see. They lost both of the running backs.
Yep.
So we gonna see. They do have a tight end. They tight end is still there. And you always want to have a good tight end, especially when you got a young quarterback, a new quarterback coming in, taking over the keys. So we gonna see, man. Hopefully, it's a good game. Hopefully, we get a good game, man.
Agreed. One of my coworkers is a huge Ohio State fan, so I will be doing him no justice if I didn't talk about what he's told me at least about Ohio State coming into this matchup, right? So Julian Sand is a starting quarterback going into this matchup for Ohio State. And from what I've heard, he's the next guy up, right? I mean, they've had some guys. If you remember, they had Aaron Nolan, who was at Ohio State, but is now transferred to South Carolina. And so Julian Sand kind of now assumes his role as the starter of this team. And there was some speculation of, would one of these seniors potentially take that role, but Julian Sand has stepped up. And coming out of high school, he's one of the top recruits, at quarterback in the country. And so he gets opportunity now to show why. Can you lead the Ohio State University? This is the Ohio State University, and the game is at home, right? So you have all of the signs and the makings of this to be a game that you should win, right? Because once again, you're home, you're favored. All the things are kind of planted in your favor, right? For you to win this game, all the stars are aligned, quote unquote, right? The pressure's on Arch and Texas. And I think Ohio State, fans are expecting a great season because Ohio State, they're coming off of a championship. Ryan Day has finally got over that hump for them. And so it's now like, okay, can we do it again? Are we built to do it again? Can we get Jeremiah Smith the ball once again? Like, is he still that guy? I mean, I don't think that's I'm sorry, that's not a question. We know he's still that guy. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. My bad. That's
Don't
on me.
disrespect him.
I'm not disrespecting you like that. The better question was, can your quarterback be the guy to get you the ball? Because or do you just need somebody to throw it up to you? Because I mean, you can make those kind of plays happen. The good thing is this: he's not the only weapon that they have on the offensive side of the ball now. They've added some help. They've added some guys that can give him some help. Now, who they were exactly, I don't really remember. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm sorry, Corey. That I apologize. I don't remember who you said that was going to be there to help him. But I do know that they have some crazy guys coming in the next year or two. I think Carnell Tate was one of the guys that we may have discussed and talked about last year who could definitely be some help to Jeremiah Smith this year. He's clearly wide receiver one and player one on this offense. And so just making sure that you get him the ball is extremely important early and often, to make sure that he sets his pace and starts off his season in the proper way. Obviously on the defense side of the ball, Caleb Downs is still there at safety. And so you get the opportunity to, let him lead that defense because he's like that. And so offensively and defensively, you have dogs and guys who can lead this team. And like you said, once again, with Texas, you got Arch, who got that name. But also on the defense side of the ball, they actually have a really good linebacker. And I know this, Anthony Hill Jr. He's a dog. On NCAA, him. Like that. Oh, my goodness. So I'm always intrigued, and I say this a lot, but obviously NCAA 26 is out. And so I've been seeing a lot of these guys with stars on their names and this and that. Like, does the stuff that y'all doing in the game translate to the field? Like, are you really like that? And so I will be locked in heavy prayerfully to watch this game. I got some obligations to take care of this weekend. But I plan to tap in as much as I can to watch this game because I really want to see great football. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I love to see. And so this matchup gives us the best opportunity to start the season right with that kind of stuff, man.
Question for you though. So we talked a little bit about the players. I mean, you mentioned Ryan Day, but there was talk last year, before that national championship run about him possibly losing his job, right? So coming into this game, with it being the first game of the season, which coach do you trust more to have his guys ready?
Me personally, I'm gonna give it to Ryan Day. I'm gonna give it to Ryan Day, and I think the main reason for me is that they're at home. Is if this is a neutral sided game, or if this is in Texas, I'd flip. But because at Ohio State, I know the kind of advantage that can be. Just looking on the outside, looking in. I mean, man, I don't see how you don't have the advantage when you're at home, and how do you not have your guys hyped up when you coming off a championship and you're not the number one team in the country. You know what I'm saying? Like the pregame speeches are writing themselves right now. Like we're at home, we're not favored to win this game, and it's stuff that you really dream about as a kid that you're able to kind of talk about in this pregame speech that you're gonna, if you're Ryan Day, that you can. I know he's eating this up right now. Like he's like, oh my goodness, I'm about to. He's writing all this down. Like it has to be him. It has to be because, like I said, you're at the crib. It's the opportunity to start in front of the world. The world is watching. I promise you, the world will be seated and watching this game. This is already a highly anticipated matchup. It's the first week of the season. We've missed football drastically, and so for this to be the first game you get to watch, a 12 o'clock noon game, you have the world's attention. So you have to bring it. I'm giving you the speech, Ryan. I hope you're taking notes right now. But this is it. This is the speech. If you have nothing else to play for, this is the time to play. All eyes on you. You want to get your mom out the hood? This is your time to do it. You want some more NIL money? This is time to do it.
Hey, that mama was out the hood when they signed that dotted line, brother.
You're right. NIL's a thing now. My bad. Ain't no my mamas in the hood no more. If you probably with this NIL, but for the guys who are looking to be drafted high, this is the scouts are coming to this game, Saturday. I can guarantee you that. So
all 32
will be here. So you make some plays, I guarantee you're gonna get drafted. Easy. So I mean, what else are you playing for right now? I mean, what else do you need to hype you up? What else do you need to kind of give you any kind of motivation to play this game today if you're Ryan Day in Ohio State? Like, and we can pick matchups a little bit later on, but man, I mean, it's nothing else for me to say. I mean, you're a home dog, and I'm pretty sure I'm right on that.
Yeah, they 2.5
point favorites, but they actually got Texas on the ESPN bracket meter projected it a little bit higher. I think it was like, hold on, if I'm not mistaken, it's loading up my phone slowly. Yeah, they got projected matchup predictors at 53.3% with Texas. Now, so they're not home dogs, but the matchup predictor says Texas is gonna win. So, the world may be against you, Ohio State. So, how do you respond?
That's what we gonna tell them.
All right, that's what we gonna tell them.
They doubting y'all.
At home. What you gonna do about it, Jeremiah Smith?
Caleb Downs.
I'm gonna start calling names out. Yeah, you supposed to be him. You like that, huh? Show it today.
Best. They said they keep you under 100 yards.
Word. They put y'all number 3 versus, and y'all at home. And y'all just want to chip. Come on now. Yeah, we're not going for the disrespect. Turn it up. Turn it up. See, I'm excited for a good matchup, man. I'm excited for a great matchup between these two teams. And I'm going to give you my prediction right now. Whew.
Sound like you're leaning towards Ohio State.
In the league last year, right? I was we had a coordinator league in NCAA 25. And I was a couple different teams. Started with Hawaii, went to Toledo, got a head coach job there, and then I wound up transferring over to Washington State. A Washington State year, I went 7-6 in that league that year. Ohio State came and gave me a job offer. OHIO. Boy, I had a good time with Ohio State before we left, before the game, NCAA 26 came out. So, man, I've seen the stadium in the game. I played with some of the guys. I've seen some good things happen. And so, man, I don't know how I can go against, man, with what I've seen in NCAA, right? But that's exactly what I'm about to do, man. I'm picking Texas to win this game. I'm picking Texas to come in here as the number 1 team in the country and handle business. Arch, man, you got to earn your name in this game, man. It's time to handle business. I got to see something from Ohio State to really, turn it around for me. They got a new quarterback. I don't trust it. I think he's going to wet the bed game 1. I really do. So let me get Arch, man, into Texas, man, to come in and handle business. Drown out all the noise, all the false narratives. Let's handle business, Arch. Show the world why you supposed to be what they think you supposed to be. Tell them why you a Manning. Let's work. Hook them.
Okay. All right. That boy said he trusted Ryan Day more. All this noise about Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs being him, and chose Texas. I know he coming with some hate next week. If Arch Manning don't do nothing, I know he coming with some hate next week.
Oh yeah, Arch, you let me down. There's gonna be some serious hate next week, guaranteed. And Corey, I'm sorry, man. Listen, it's no hate. It's no hate towards you, bud. I promise. There's no hate. You probably happy that I picked Texas. If I know you, you're probably happy I picked Texas to win, so you can talk crazy to me next week in the office. And that's okay. That's okay. I have no problem being wrong. No problem being wrong. It's okay. But I don't think I am. So I'm gonna leave it there. Let's push on to the next big matchup on Saturday. My Clemson Tigers. Dabo Swinney and them boys had a great offseason. A lot of noise, a lot of chatter has been surfacing. Cade Klubnik supposed to be the best player in the country. He's actually on the Heisman watch list early. He's projected as one of the top 5 picks in the NFL draft next year. Early. Peter Woods, TJ Parker, defensive guys, juggernauts. Early. Wesco, wide receiver. We transferred Randall to running back from wide receiver. We got Avion Terrell at corner. We got a lot of names. We had our first transfer player who wasn't just like a random guy. Wide receiver. Parker. He's wearing number 1 at Clemson. That means something. Wide receiver. And he's been going off in the spring. LSU comes to town. The LSU Tigers come to town. They've been talking crazy. Talking that cash.
The real Death Valley.
They said they're the real Death Valley. They said they're going to come to your house and take your lunch money in front of your family. And you going to like it. That's what they said to y'all, Clemson. They said Clemson, South Carolina. Psh, what's that? That's what they said to y'all. That's what they said to y'all, Dabo. I don't know. That's just me though. Me personally, I wouldn't take that kind of disrespect. Not in my house where I'm paying the bills. I'm keeping the lights on. I don't want championships. Me personally, I wouldn't take that kind of disrespect. So, what are you gonna do about it, Clemson? What are you gonna do about it when they get up that bus, huh? And warm it up on your field and saying they're the real Tigers? What are you gonna do about it, huh? They've been talking in the media saying we're not really worried about y'all in the Death Valley. They said y'all copycats. Y'all ain't got a real Tiger on your campus. That's what they said, huh? That's what they said about y'all. That's what they said about y'all. They said y'all mamas is not even funny. That's what they said about y'all. They've been talking extra crazy in the media. So my question to you, Clemson, that I pose to you, what are you going to do about it? Shall you answer the call? Many are called, but few are chosen. Can we be some of the chosen on Saturday night? Huh? I'm writing all these pregame. I hope Dabo's taking notes. I'm giving you the pregame speech. You don't need no more ammunition. Nothing else needs to be said. Huh? Y'all got all y'all now. Y'all supposed to be stacked now. Dabo done said y'all supposed to go 12-0. Huh? He said she said it's a championship looking team. Can y'all prove him right at home against LSU? Huh? They got y'all ranked number 4 in the country. Number 4 in the country. Right behind Ohio State. Right behind Texas. Huh? What does that mean to y'all? Right behind Penn State. What does it mean to y'all? How bad do y'all want it this year? How much have y'all grown since that blowout loss at Texas last year in the playoffs? How much have y'all grown over that spring? Huh? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to you? How bad do you want to win? Stadium upgrades, the town and the city, y'all got all this hype behind y'all. Clemson, you got alum on the podcast talking about y'all, saying what y'all should be able to do, will y'all help us out? Will y'all make me look good this year? Will y'all piss me off again? The choice is y'all. The choice is y'all's. I pray y'all answer the call. I pray y'all answer the call. Hundo, man, what's your thoughts? What you got, man?
Nah, that was nice what you said, man. That was nice what you said. And like you said, lofty expectations, high expectations. Number 4 team in the country, man. They can't slip up. They gotta show what they made of. A lot of hype around Cade, like you said. We gonna see if he gonna be the man again. He had a very good year last year. Hats off to him. Can he do it again and be even better? He got a lot of weapons at receiver. Defense should be very good. We gonna see. Now, my question to you is, big picture. Let's say they lose this game, right? To LSU, first game of the season. Is that okay?
Heck no, Hundo, it's not okay. We can't lose nothing. No. No, 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 no. It's not gonna work. I'll tell you why. Man, we got too much going on to lose this game. We really do. We really do. And I say that because the ACC as a conference is not respected, right? We had to fight and claw to get back into the playoffs last year. So we took an L week 1. You really can't lose another game, and it can't be close at all. And we only play one more ranked team. Well, 2 more ranked teams this year. One SMU in the conference, and then at the end of the year, South Carolina. So you take this L, they're gonna say your schedule looks soft, right? So we got to start off strong, and we got to. We really can't take an L Saturday. It's not good. Now, if we do lose, we gotta run the table. We gotta go 11-1. We gotta go 11-1. That's the only other way that we make the playoffs, outside of winning the conference, obviously. But you gotta have that opportunity and fight for the opportunity to get there. With 12 teams that can make it, yes, you can be one of those teams that host a playoff game, but let's be one of those teams that gets a bye, right? And let's go to a neutral site. It'd be cool to have a playoff game in Death Valley, cool. But I'd much rather have a neutral sited second round game that could lead us to close to the championship. Me personally, and have a undefeated, stress-free season. I was telling Corey the other day, my coworker was an Ohio State fan. I said, I love when we blow teams out. It makes my life a lot easier. I don't have to worry about no stressing, no foolishness. My heart rate's not up, because football does that to me. It gets my heart rate all up, and I'll be like, man, this a lot going on. I don't be having time for none of that, man. I be trying to just chill and have a peaceful Saturday, peaceful, right, noon or afternoon, and just watch us have some great football. When we get to the playoffs, we get to the championship game, then we can, we can have those heart beating games. Cool. I ain't trying to have them week 1. Week 2? No, sir. No, sir. Now, I recognize that this may be one of those games, because LSU is no slouch. I have no disrespect to LSU at all. They're an SEC team. They were in the championship within the past 5 years. You know what I'm saying? They're to be acknowledged, right? So I think that we have to take them seriously, right? I mean, they have players who we should be able to watch out for. The quarterback, for instance, he comes back, into this team, has had an opportunity to study film and get better this offseason. He'll be ready for that game Saturday. They come in with a defense that's usually pretty good. So we'll be able to kind of take care and watch all that Saturday. But I need Clemson to handle business, regardless. I need to handle business. So easy pick for me. I'm picking Clemson to win this game at the crib. I know I picked Texas to beat Ohio State and Ohio State. That's a little bit more of a loftier one, but I really expect Clemson to handle business. And give me your 2 picks. I didn't. Now, my bad. I meant to ask you what your game prediction was for Ohio State. So give me Ohio State first, and then come back to this game and tell me what your thoughts on who you think wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Ohio State. Like you mentioned earlier, that home field advantage is gonna be big. First real road test for Arch Manning. I think that's gonna be tough. So I'm gonna go with Ohio State with that one. Like you said, I don't think they have anybody to stop Jeremiah Smith. I think he could be in a similar role like we saw with Jettas. Not necessarily having the best quarterback last year, but still, putting up great numbers and doing his thing. I could definitely see that being the case if that Ohio State quarterback is not like that. Maybe he is, and maybe he's better than what we think, and they are able to, be dominant and continue to try to go for that repeat.
Yeah,
But this first game is going to be a good test for him as well. Not
indeed,
just Arch, but for Ohio State's quarterback as well.
for
But the
sure.
good thing for him, like I said, he got Jeremiah Smith, arguably the best player in college football.
Yeah,
So we gonna see. I like Ohio State in that one, and then in the later game, I'm gonna go with Clemson. I'm gonna go with Clemson. Like I said with Ohio State, that home field advantage is gonna be big. I don't see Clemson, losing at home to LSU in this situation. It should be a good game. I think, like you said, it's gonna be one of those games that, you know, they might hurt you a few plays.
yeah.
But I think it's gonna be a good competitive game, and I think K's experience and that stacked defense is gonna be able to get the job done.
Agree, brother. I definitely agree. Like I said, I'm expecting good matchups all around in both of those games, man. I'm just happy football is back. I know one more matchup we can kind of get into real quick. Um, and just some more storylines we can kind of talk about as well as we kind of go throughout this season. But the matchup I want to highlight is going to be, I think that's Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night matchup between
Mhm.
Miami and Notre Dame. Two other teams that had very good seasons last year. As you mentioned, Carson Beck, who was the Georgia quarterback last year, has transferred over to Miami, so he'll be taking the helm there. The game is in Miami, and then Notre Dame, who is coming off of a runner-up of a national championship, has opportunity to play them and go to Miami. So, kind of, what are you expecting going into that game? And as you are a Georgia fan, can Carson Beck go to Miami and have success there? He wasn't necessarily as successful at UJ last year as some would have expected him to be. Do you think that success comes back in Miami? Do you think he leads them to a win in Week 1 versus Notre Dame?
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because Notre Dame historically has had a stout defense. They got Jeremiah Love coming back at running back. They do have to replace Riley Leonard, who's a big part of their offense, being a dual threat quarterback
Right.
last season. So we're gonna see what their quarterback play looks like. But if Jeremiah Love can be anything like he was last year, they're gonna be a dangerous team.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I know Marcus is gonna have them guys ready to play against Miami. He gonna make it tough for Carson Beck. Um, so we gonna see what Carson Beck is made of. Um, this first game is gonna be a good test for him
Nah, facts.
to see where he is, especially without all the weapons that he had at Georgia the past few years. So we gonna see. I think I'm leaning towards Notre Dame in this matchup.
Yeah.
But we gonna see how that play out.
I would agree. I'm gonna go Notre Dame as well, and I just think that, like I said, Jeremiah Love, the combination between him, Marcus Freeman, and that Notre Dame team, man. I think that they kind of just come out the gates hot, and they're able to kind of not steamroll Miami. I think it'll be a good game. I think Carson Beck will have opportunity to, like I said, show that he's improved, and it wasn't just about NIL from transferring from UGA. So I think he'll be able to kind of come out and show that early, and then once again, he's the home team guy, right? So
Mhm.
you got to come out Week 1 and prove that you're worth it. Prove that if you want to go to NFL, this is once again opportunity. A lot of scouts are going to be here. This is a top 10 matchup. So show it. And then, like I said, same thing for Notre Dame. Show that you weren't a fluke going to the championship last year. So yeah, I want
They
to
going
leave that
they
there.
going they gonna come out hungry. Both
Oh, for
teams
sure.
really. And
I
then you
agree.
got to think too. Carson Beck got some big shoes to fill, following up with Cam Ward.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
we gonna see, man.
I'm excited for it, brother. It's gonna be a great weekend, great matchups to watch. Quick highlight points I want to touch on. We got to touch on Sellers, the quarterback at South Carolina. Excuse me. We got to touch on DJ Lagway, quarterback at Florida. Two young guys, who have caught not say the world by storm. Two guys that caught the eye of the NFL, caught the eye of college football per se, going into this year, which kind of leads to their rankings, with South Carolina being ranked 13th in the country. And then you have we also got Bryce Underwood, quarterback at Michigan, quarterback one, right? Three young men who are coming to this season. Florida ranked 15, Michigan 14, and then once again we got South Carolina 13. So 13, 14, 15. We got three young quarterbacks leading these teams, right? Give me your predictions and thoughts on the season that these three young men can have. So we got Underwood, who's a freshman, who's number one players in the country coming out of high school, and now is taking over the quarterback one at Michigan. And then we got Lenore Sellers, who is once again returning quarterback starting at USC. And then lastly, let's talk about DJ Lagway, who'll be a sophomore this year at Florida.
Yeah, so I guess we can start with Underwood since that's
Yeah,
first one you mentioned.
yeah,
Um, I'm not too sure about Michigan. We got to see how they gonna look. Um, but this dude's supposed to be ultra talented.
yeah,
We gonna see. We gonna see. We were talking about their schedule before we hopped on the pod, but it's not too crazy. I think they play Oklahoma next week, and
yeah,
then they don't play another ranked team until Ohio State at the end of the season. So hopefully he's able to get his confidence going early. He's able to keep that job and show why he was one of the top high school recruits coming out.
yeah,
Um, Unlike other, college sports like basketball, for example, he got to stay in college. So
yeah.
even if he isn't that good this year, he got another chance to redeem himself next year. And we can see if he's really him.
That's facts.
Um, for Lenore's man, he had a great ending to that season, man. Especially
Facts.
capping it off, beating Clemson
Right.
at the end of the regular season last year. That was big. His ability to run and create plays. They were in a lot of games. Even those games that they lost last year, they were in those games. Outside of that, Ole Miss game where they got smacked.
Yeah.
But other than that, they were in all of the games that they lost. They should have beat LSU to start the season. Ended up losing that game. But you look at a few plays, and they're in the college football playoff last year.
Yeah.
So it's
That's facts.
understandable why scouts are intrigued by Lenore's. He got to be a little bit more accurate passing the ball, but his ability to run and make plays and put the team on his back is the reason why scouts love him.
Agreed. Agreed.
Um, and then you look at Lagway. Lagway was probably outside of Underwood, he was probably the most talented out of the three coming out of high school.
Yeah.
So we got to see what he's made of in Florida, full time starter. As I mentioned before the pod, I'm playing NCAA online and everybody's using Florida.
Yeah.
So I gotta see, man. Florida
Yeah.
gotta show me something this year, man. I gotta see what the hype is, man. So Lagway, do your thing, man. Lead these
Right.
boys, man, and see what you can do.
Yeah. I agree with you, brother. I want to start off with Bryce as well, man. I'm super intrigued to see him. I watched some of his high school tape. It was crazy. He's one of the guys who wants to get in NCAA, play with him. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's a big guy, 6'4", 220. Like he's a big dude. So I'm excited to kind of see what that looks like for him leading the Michigan team. Like that's no small feat. You know what I'm saying? To win quarterback one as a freshman at Michigan. So that's gonna be huge. I'm excited to see him. You know I don't like you. You know I don't like South Carolina. First of all, I'm gonna say that right now. I am a South Carolina hater. Big South Carolina hater. One of the biggest. That's because I went to Clemson. So, but to say that is also to say that I have respect for Lenore Sellers. I think he plays the game in a way that I like to see the quarterback position played now. Right. I think the position itself has shifted as per this conversation. Right.
Mhm.
We probably wouldn't have been having this conversation about 10 years ago about these guys. So to see where we are now with these three young men, I'm wishing success on Lenore Sellers until he plays Clemson. Then I wish him all bad things when it comes to his stats, not his health, but his stats for sure. Um, so I really want to see how he does this season. I've had a South Carolina fan predict an 11-1 season for them this year. I don't think it's plausible,
Hold on,
but
hold on. What's their schedule, bro? Because I know they're in the SEC, but
yeah,
who do
let's
they
talk
have
about
to
it.
play?
Let's talk about it. They start off with
11
Virginia
and
Tech,
1.
11-1. They start off with Virginia Tech at the crib. They play South Carolina State. They got Vanderbilt. They go to Missouri. They come back home, play Kentucky. They go to LSU, come back home, play Oklahoma, come back home, play again, and play Alabama. Go to Ole Miss, go to Texas A&M. Coastal comes to them, then Clemson comes to them. I don't think
I
11
see.
is possible, but
I see one, two, three, four, five ranked teams in a row.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not even gonna say they're gonna lose all of those games, but just playing five ranked teams in a row
yeah,
alone,
a lot.
back to back to back,
That's a lot. I'm telling you,
that's gonna be tough.
indeed,
With
indeed,
Lenore Sellers, like I said, I know he put the team on his back against Clemson.
right.
That's gonna be a heavy load to put the team on your back every week.
But if he does it, he's in Heisman. I think he's in Heisman contention.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
I don't like I said. I agree with you. I don't think that it will be done for South Carolina at 11-1. No, sir. I'm looking more of a 9-3
At best.
at best. At best,
At best. You
between
gotta
nine and
think,
three.
bro. They gotta go to LSU.
Yep,
We gotta see what Alabama's made of.
yep.
Oklahoma. I'm gonna give South Carolina that game. They should beat Oklahoma.
Okay.
Ole Miss. Oh, Lane Kiffin. They just got smacked by them last year at
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Now you got to go to Ole Miss. Texas A&M is no easy place to play,
Nope.
and you still got to play Clemson.
They play Clemson. So I think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be an 11-1 season for them. Like I said, I see 9-3 at best. I'm looking realistically probably about 8-4. Um, but still not mad at it. And then Lagway is the intriguing guy for me because Florida is one of those teams where last year they weren't really as I wasn't really intrigued to watch them. I'm intrigued to watch him now as he's starting quarterback. And also I started a franchise with them or a dynasty with them on NCAA. So I really want to see like once again he's one of the guys. Are you like that in real life just like you are in the game? Because like I said in the game, DJ Lagway is like that for sure. Um, and so to see him, as a sophomore, he's a sophomore. And that's the thing. All these guys are young. So this is a year that all of them got to come back next year anyway. So this is an opportunity for them to kind of just grow in this year, um, and see what can happen, man. I'm really want to see what this Florida team can look like. Like I said, they got some guys who are supposed to be like that, man. So let's see when the pass come on Saturday and the lights shine bright, what happens. There's a lot going on, that can happen in this year. So I'm super excited to see how all these teams, come to fruition, how all these guys, play the game. Like I said, every year is different because of this portal now, and
Mhm.
so to kind of see these young men, who can they do it? Can they be who we think that they are? Um, and I think some of them will rise to the occasion, and while some of them may falter, but that's football and that's life. So,
And, and one thing I'll add too with Florida, like once again, like South Carolina, tough SEC schedule.
yes,
They got to
yeah,
play LSU. They got to
yep,
play Miami,
yeah,
not in the SEC, but
right. Tough game, sure.
rivalry game,
Right.
in-state rivalry. You got to
Yep.
play number one Texas. You got to go to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Got to play Georgia. Got to go to Ole Miss. Got to play Tennessee, and
Hmm.
then Florida State at the end of the season again. So the Lagway gonna be tested, just
Indeed.
like Sellers. He gonna be tested.
Yeah.
Put him to the fire. Let's see what he got.
Yeah. That's facts. That's facts, Hundo. I can't wait to see it, man. Like I said, this Georgia team, low key. Oh, not Georgia team. This Florida team, low key, is basically NCAA. They're stacked, right? So I want to see how this team comes out. I'm intrigued to see how it looks this year. So we'll be able to see, like I said, from game one, like who's a man and who's a boy, who's really about it, and who needs to go ahead and red shirt, and we'll try again in the spring. Um, it's that time, man. It's a great time to be a football fan. It's a great time to be a sports fan because we get nonstop action for to the end of the year. Honestly, football, basketball's here. NBA be back in soon. You know what I'm saying? MLB will be back soon. So like we get this is I think one of the best times to be a sports fan because you'll have no lack of no sports. we've been in a low key kind of drought with sports ending and not all sports being in season, but now we're getting into that prime sports season of some of the best times in your life, outside of being with your family and all this stuff like that. So listen, we appreciate y'all once again. This is episode 1
Oh,
of the We're. Oh,
hold on,
my
brother.
bad, my bad.
Before we get out of here, we need them predictions, brother.
Oh, you're right.
We need them
You're right.
predictions, brother.
You're right. My bad. I'm trying to skip a vital step. Vital step. Here we go. Here we go. My season prediction will be this: the Clemson Tigers will return to prominence and dominance and go to the CFP National Championship. And not only go, we'll be winning the football championship this year. We're bringing the title back to Clemson. We got to. It's time. It's been too long. We got too many pieces. The things are in place. I think that the guys, Cade, TJ, Peter Woods, these guys live up to the hype, man. I think they do it, and they bring that title back to Clemson. Go
Who are they
Tigers.
beating?
In the championship this year, we will be facing. That's tough. It's tough because SEC it's gonna be an SEC team because they're gonna be a tough conference this year. It's gonna be super tough. It's too much good football in the SEC this year. I'm gonna say that they play Texas in the national championship, and they beat them in a close game. Go Tigers. That's my prediction for the year.
I'm not mad at that. I think my only hesitation in what you said was like who they're going to be playing. Like I feel like it's a lot of question marks with a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Especially near the top. Like me personally, I don't trust Penn State.
No.
Like they got Drew Allard back.
I don't trust.
I don't see them being a national championship team.
No,
Maybe they can make the CFP again, the playoff
Maybe,
again.
Yeah.
But I don't see them getting to the national championship.
Nah.
Texas, we got to see what Arch Manning gonna look like. That's a big piece.
Big piece.
Ohio State, we got to see what the quarterback looks like. A big piece.
Yeah.
Georgia, we got to see what Gunnar Stockton look like. Big piece.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of question marks with some of these top teams. Like
That's
Clemson seems to be the best team on paper.
Yeah.
Loaded on both sides of the ball. One of the more experienced quarterbacks in the country. In Heisman conversations early on, supposed to be, a top draft pick.
Right.
Like, this is the year for them to do it. So we're going to see it. Like I said earlier, expectations are high. So we're going to see. I'm not sure about the SEC team, though. But then again, it's like, who else is going to be there?
Exactly.
Because, like, my thought process is like, SEC team's going to beat up on each other.
Yeah, that's true.
And they might not make it. So we're going to see. And there's a lot of, like, middle of the pack SEC teams that could pull off some upsets this year, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I'm with you. Clemson should, win it all on paper.
On paper.
I just don't know who they're going to play. I don't know.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I mean, I don't know either.
I guess I would say Georgia, but then again, like, is Clemson beating Georgia in the championship?
If Gunnar Stockton, I gotta see what kind of Gunnar Stockton we're gonna get.
Yeah,
it depends.
Exactly.
Because like I said, the SEC is just gonna be a crazy conference this year. It's a lot of talent there. Like we just mentioned, two of the top quarterbacks we just mentioned in Sellers and DJ in SEC. We got Arch SEC. You know what I'm saying? Like we got all these guys.
Alabama's still right there.
Alabama's still there. Georgia's still there. Like we got all these top teams in SEC. So like y'all gonna be in a lot of battles this year as a conference.
Could we see Notre Dame back?
No. Sorry, Marcus. Nah, I know they've been trying to skate and get out of this independence. They don't want to play no conferences. They're scared. I don't see them making it back to the championship. I think it was great story. They're not gonna be like a Boise State where they never sniff it again. But I don't think that they. I don't think they got the team to make it back. I just don't. I think they have great players, great talent. I don't think they're the team to make it back. Let me take a look at the schedule real quick before I confirm this. But which in my mind is this, Hundo. To get there, you got to go through SEC team or Clemson. I don't see them beating either one of them, any of them. Like mano y mano.
That's fair.
So that's what I'm gonna just say no. My phone's freezing up, so I can't get up the full schedule right now.
They got Miami the first game, of course, and then they got Texas A&M, number 19 at home.
Sheesh.
They got Purdue. Then they play Arkansas at Arkansas. Then they play Boise State. They play NC State, Southern Cal, Boston College, Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, and Stanford.
Yeah, that's a crazy schedule.
It low key is.
It's a crazy schedule, no cap.
The second half not too bad.
Yeah, that first half tough though.
But that first half is tough. Yeah,
that first half is tough. So you may got something like that, and then we can talk. But that's a gauntlet. That's a gauntlet right there. So I don't know, man. We're gonna see. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm excited to watch it all unfold, starting on Thursday night. So we are so back. We got one more day. Like I said, it's Tuesday. Back watching football on Thursday, and yeah, like I said, this is the first installment of our We're Back series. We're going to talk about WNBA. We got a lot to catch up on there. Can y'all believe the Aces are back and have clinched the playoff spot?
Clinched, bro. Second team to clinch.
Mind blowing, because if you were listening to the podcast before, you know how exactly I felt about them doggone Aces of mine. Had me hot. NFL starts back next week, so we got to log in, give you them predictions, those picks, talk about those storylines, plethora of things going on there that I'm super excited to watch. Yeah, tap in soon, man. The series ain't over. We back. We back. I promise you, we're gonna keep working. We're gonna get this thing right, man. Appreciate y'all staying tapped in with us. Appreciate y'all subscribing, sharing, all the good things. We're gonna chop this up, clip it out, get it out to the people, put it on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all various social media platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. Anywhere you catch your podcast, you can catch us here at the Winning Child Podcast. Please share it to your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your grandmamas, your baby daddies. It'll make a difference to us who gets the information. We want the people to, talk about the Winning Child Podcast. Give us your opinions. If y'all felt like we missed somebody that we didn't talk about for college, put it in the comments. Tell us, hey, I don't think Clemson going nowhere. I think they're going to suck. Let me know, because I would love to debate y'all in the comments all day. If y'all think that, Hawaii can take their fresh start they just had the win against Stanford and take it all the way to the CFP. I mean, argue in the chat. Let's have a conversation. Let's debate. Football's back. It's the best time of the year, ladies and gentlemen. So we appreciate y'all once again here at the Winning Shot Podcast for all that y'all do. It makes us happy, and I pray that it makes y'all happy as well. Pray that you all are blessed. Pray that you are satisfied. And I pray that you continue just to, like I said, indulge in this sports season that we are getting ready to take part in. I think it's going to be great. It's been one for the books. Stay tapped in at the Winning Shot Podcast. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on the next appointed episode. Peace.
Peace.